Okay, as we get into part 2 of the Onan generator restart, I got my oil pan out and drained the oil. I had to put a silicone tube off the drain pipe into the pan because obviously the clearance isn't enough for me to get into it. So I opened this up, drained it out using the little pet cap valve right there, which I've since tightened up. Drained it out, and of course it was nice and dark and nasty, and I've used that's about 3 quarts, a little bit more than 3 quarts of motor oil that I drained out of there. Tried to do the best I can to minimize any dripping. Then what I did is I put in about 2 quarts of 10W30 and then 1 quart of the 1540. Mixed them, yes, I know, I mixed 2 different weight oils, but you know, they'll homogenize after the generator runs. They're not going to separate out, so I wanted at least some warm weather, quick starting, and then a little bit of durability with the 1540 heavy duty diesel engine oil. A lot of people use that, just that alone, to run the generators, but I want to see how it does with the 1030 and that. So I did it, filled it up, and of course went to get my oil filter wrench, and it's too big because this is for like the 440 and some of the really big filters, so this doesn't fit. So as you can see here, I took and put painter's tape. You can take masking tape, painter's tape. I used to have a really cool roll of sandpaper with adhesive backing that I could put on, like oil filters that were really stubborn I couldn't get off. Fram actually makes them, if you notice. Fram has some filters that have got sort of a rough textured surface to it. And I think a lot of that has to do with being able to unscrew the filter and get a good grip on it. So what I've done here, this is the kind of a trick, and so I've done that. And because when you have greasy, oily hands, you really can't get this thing going. So you just want to be able to put this. Gotta get a grip on it here. Turn it. Force it. You gotta have a pretty good sized grip here. Don't ask me where I got such a good grip, but I got one. So, and there. Now it's turning. All right, there we go. And as you can see here, I got my rag right here. So don't spill over everything here. So I'm going to get that undone real quick, and then I'm going to stick my rag in there so I can soak up whatever I can soak up. So there's, ew, the filter's got a lot of gunk in it too. So that's an original Onan filter that's there. Now I don't have an Onan filter, so you know, I'm a bit at a loss here. I mean, I guess I could order one and get one. But I want to see, I've got about like 6 or 7 different oil filters, and I know it's just, you could say, hey, what the heck, you're not putting the original filter back on? You're going to void the warranty or something. Well, this thing's 1977. I don't think it's got a warranty on it. So what I want to try to do is see if I can get a compatible filter here and do that. So I'm going to let that sit somewhat on level ground. Let's try to do that. And of course, sop up the oil that came out of here. Let's get that cleaned up. I haven't run this yet, so this is all just residue from the filter up in here. I did put the requisite 3 quarts in, so there it is there. So I got all the stuff here. So I'm going to take this filter and I'm going to pour out what I can pour out into here and get it dried off a little bit. Then I'm going to take this, and I've got 2 or 3 candidate filters that I'm suspicious that I think they may fit. I've got American, Japanese, and some German oil filters here. Let's see what we got in the, along with some musical. So I got a bunch up there. I've got a couple down here. I got this Fram one here. I've got a, it's obviously a BMW one, stock BMW. And then I got a couple others up here I want to see if I can grab out of here before I fall over something. So I've got this one and this one. So we're going to compare these to, that one looks pretty close. This is a pretty common filter, meal filter. And it's looking pretty close. These are all going to match. These are all for the M20 BMW engine that I've got sitting over there to be rebuilt. So I'm going to take a look at this and see if this is going to be something that's going to work. Let's see what this one is too. This might be the same compatibility engine. See, this is what I'm talking about. The Fram ones have this kind of coating on it to make it easier to twist off. So we're going to check that out too. I think, well, the AC Bilco, well, that's a chassis part. Okay, that's not going to work for me. So I'm going to try these two. I think the rest of these are pretty much BMW ones, so I'm going to let them sit. Let's go out here. Yeah, I know I got a lot of junk here still. Can't wait to clear all this out and get another pile of junk. So I've got this here, and you know, we got to compare some of these filters one to the other. So this one here, wow, you know, you couldn't get closer if you tried. Okay, folks, I mean, you can't get closer than that, I don't think. I'm going to see if the thread is actually compatible with this, and see what we got here. So now I've got, this is a Moly filter, so this is actually a really nice filter for BMW's, the M20 engine, and they also make them from the N10, the 4-cylinder. So I don't know if that thread is going to match, but you know, it's worth trying. So I might as well just pop it in here and see what happens when I start threading this thing. You gotta be kidding me. Wow, okay, well, yeah, okay, it's like the same. Wow, that's crazy. That's actually extremely compatible with the other one. I'm going to pull this out because I believe this is also compatible for the, this is a lot shorter. Actually, it's not shorter, it's about the same size. But you can see here and here, about the same number of holes. But again, the way these filters work, they're essentially the same. You know, they flow in through here and then back out through the holes. And so you can see they're offset inside there. So there's not going to be any blockage for this. But that's crazy that the Moly filter actually works. That it threaded right on, and there was no issue with it going in. So you know, I'm just gonna unscrew it and just pull it back out. You can see it's very easy to put in and out. I mean, that just went right on. It didn't strip threads or anything on that. So you know, there are this is an OC25 Moly filter. This is also compatible with 3 Series BMW, second generation, from 1983 to about 1991, I believe, for the 6-cylinder BMW engine. So kind of interesting that, hey, I get to use some of my my plethora of BMW parts on a Onan generator. It's pretty cool. So we're going to pause for now, and then I'm going to get set up with the battery, which I am charging in the garage right now, and get this all set up and ready to get started. See you later.